Welcome back to another episode of Slay Now. I'm Sam.
And this is Mau. Hi mga madam.
Slay Now is your ultimate guide in facing each day ready to slay.
Before anything else, let's get to our fab find of the day.
The item that we love that we think you'd love too.
Our fab find of the day is a power bank. A fast charge power bank.
And I'm so guilty for always borrowing this power bank from Mau, and I feel that it's so handy.
Yes, we all need a power bank like we all need a friend.
Exactly.
Yes, this one has a USB port as well as a Type-C charger. And I like it because it has 4 to 5 charges for an iPhone, which is a lot.
Yeah, but I also think that with tech nowadays, I feel that the power drains so fast. And so I think it's quite an essential to always have a power bank because you also never know where you're gonna go. So you might as well always be charged and safe and give your location to a friend too, just in case.
Yeah, and you can get these on most e-commerce websites. I think get a nicer one, it's an investment, and you'll use it all the time.
Yeah, and also get a thin one like this because it fits in any handbag that you bring.
Yeah, so that's our fab find of the day. Power bank.
I really think I cannot live without that item, Mau.
And I can see why, Sam. You can always borrow it from me.
Thank you, thank you.
So let's give Slay Now some love by subscribing to us on YouTube and Spotify.
Facts. And so if you are streaming this episode on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you won't miss out.
We're happy to share that today's episode is brought to you by Fridays Puerto Galera.
Thank you, Fridays Puerto Galera, for making this show possible. For today's episode of Slay Now, we are going to talk about an item, or topic rather, that is often overlooked.
Yes, and that is friendship and social circles.
Exciting! So, to kickstart this episode, how did we meet, Mau?
We met in Binibining, Pilipinas. We actually met at camp. Training camp for beauty pageants.
Yes. Wait, can I say my first impression?
Sure.
So I was doing a shoot for Bini, and then I think we were using the gym at the back.
Yes.
And so I was having a mini photo shoot while you guys were training for Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, coming back from the US, I was like, okay, I'm the only one with like a California girl accent. And then all of a sudden I hear Mau, or this girl I didn't know. She was like, oh my God, yes. Like, anyway, you were answering very well. And you also had the accent. And I was like, oh my God, who is she? And I hope she joins Bini.
Yes. I remember meeting Sam and thinking, this girl's got energy. And
thanks.
Yeah, she was number 1 in Binibining. And from that moment on, she's always been number 1 in my heart.
Oh. Cute.
Yes. So let's describe each other as friends.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Roast edition. Just kidding.
Okay, let's do 3 words and then with a short explanation.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go, you go, you go.
Okay.
So I think first is that you are very not afraid to speak your mind.
Honest.
Yeah, she's very honest. And I love it because being with someone who always fakes things, it's exhausting. And I feel like with you, you're just like a breath of fresh air.
Yes. Honesty is refreshing.
You're like, yes, I agree. I'm a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's funny though. Sometimes being too honest can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
But I like it spicy. So.
I've seen it.
I would say a word to describe you is decisive. When you have your eye set on something, maybe this is your inner Capricorn, you really go for it.
Which
I love.
Thanks.
We need more decisive people
in this world. We need more Capricorns in this world, you mean. So another word I would say is that you are very empathetic. It's I don't know. I feel like as a friend, you always need someone who's there for you. Yeah. And I never felt that you fell short on that. So maraming salamat po.
Yes. I feel like I'm everyone's therapist.
But I'm your therapist.
Yes. Every therapist needs a therapist.
Yeah, true.
I would say another word to describe you is extra. Like, if we are doing something, we're doing it 110%. Grab the photographer, grab the makeup artist, grab the fire effects, grab the fireworks.
Grab it naman, the
We're
fireworks.
doing it, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well go all out.
Above and beyond.
You're only gonna experience it once.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so another word is that I love how you love to try new things.
Yes.
It's so easy to go on adventures with you, and I feel that we've traveled so much together.
I think that's such an
Yeah.
important thing about a friendship. You know, it's real when you can travel together.
Facts, because that's usually where the ugly parts come out,
Yeah.
right? I haven't seen an ugly part from you though when we're traveling. I mean, I've seen you
Low
like,
energy. I will say,
Yeah, low energy.
my social battery is very finite.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I'm like, I need to rest.
True.
It's bedtime.
True. I feel like the ugly part for me is that I get impatient,
Sometimes,
right?
yes.
When I'm getting antsy or
Yeah. All right. My final word to describe the one and only Sampan would be lighthearted.
Thanks.
Because that's one thing, you need to be able to handle challenges and adversity with, you know, a laugh, a giggle.
True.
'Cause
True.
Life isn't always fun.
True.
But if you have a sense of humor, you can laugh during the hard times.
Yeah.
And that's what friendship's all about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need someone to go home and chica with.
Yes. Actually, I tend to think of my life as a stand-up show.
Mhm.
So whenever I go through something really rough or dark or hard, I just start making jokes in my head, and it's more enjoyable for everyone around you.
True.
Also,
True.
one, you can laugh at yourself, and two, you know, if we're suffering, let's suffer together.
Facts. I love that. You do laugh when you're uncomfortable as well, I noticed.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Like you said, I think everything should be taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, life is short. Might as well have fun.
Exactly.
Yes. So we've actually ourselves had friends that we've kind of hung out with more and then hung
Mhm.
out with less.
Mhm.
So what are some friendship deal breakers for you?
I think for me, what I've noticed, okay, just to keep things relevant, over the last 3 years, I feel that I've let go of some friends who I don't feel like I'm growing with.
Yes.
Like those friends in particular where the only time we'd ever hang out or they'd be down to hang out with me is if we go out. Or,
Yes.
you know,
Drinking, partying.
I'm just like, it's also time to grow up sometimes, right?
Yes.
And now it's just, I crave for a more wholesome time with people.
Mhm.
And that includes friendships. So I think for me, that would be a deal breaker, if anything.
Yeah, I think it's fun to go out in moderation.
Right.
We have fun,
Yeah.
but we also like to do things that improve us.
feed our soul.
Yeah, whether it's fitness related,
Yeah.
business related. We enjoy diving. We're
Yeah.
actually planning a dive trip soon.
Yes, Panglao, here we come.
Yes, but I want things to hold value.
Right.
I think oftentimes Manila nightlife can be a black hole.
True.
So you need to be
true.
aware of where you're spending your time, your money,
Yeah.
who you're investing in.
Yeah.
Because if your friends only want to see you at 2 a.m.,
Right.
chances are if something bad happens during the day, they're not there
gonna
for
be
you.
there
You
for
need the
you.
real friends.
I agree. But also, if I may point out, I just also feel that I wish we had more things to do in Manila during the day, like more activities. I mean, there is bouldering, there's gyms and whatnot, but I mean,
Mhm.
just more natural parks, sana.
Yeah.
So, sayang, we could have had like nice picnics, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've also noticed with us, you know, we are madams, but sometimes, you know, the Marites comes out.
It always comes out.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's still there sometimes, you know? We're
Here and
double-sided
there.
coins. However, you need to distinguish when you're discussing topics and issues versus just hating on people.
Right.
I think
right.
if it's really rooted with evil intent,
Right.
you need to be aware.
True. I feel that we call each other out on that.
Yes.
I've noticed, which
Yes.
is nice. I feel that we're growing also in maturity.
Why are you laughing?
No, because before we used to judge people, and we always end it with, "But who are we to judge?"
Who am I to judge? Judges you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now we judge ourselves too.
Yes.
FYI.
But, you know, I love the fact that our friendship has spanned a few years now because we
Right.
can really look at our eras.
Right, right.
And actually,
What era are we in, Mau?
I feel like we're in our madame era.
Yeah, facts,
We're starting
facts.
businesses. We're traveling the world.
Yeah.
We are, you know, conquering. I
Yeah,
love it.
I love it.
It's a good era.
Exactly. Okay, so I have a question for you. What are your thoughts on friends for a reason or friends for a season or friends for keeps?
I think you have to use discernment.
Right.
Discernment means judgment. So you need to judge the situation. Some friends are for a reason because you work with them and you need a life raft in this crazy
Right.
job.
Right, right.
Some are for a season, you know.
different phases and eras of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for life, I consider you a life
Oh,
friend.
thank you. I consider you a
Yeah.
life friend too.
Actually-
Bridesmaid.
I know. We were just talking. I was like, Sam, since I'm older than you, I think I might have children before you.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, okay, well, it's okay if they're 2 years older. And I was like, okay, well, I'll have another so that they'll be
Just
the
to
same
make
age.
sure, yeah.
So at least one they can be playmates.
It's a goal. It's a goal.
Yeah. But I think that's also love in a friendship. Like, you're always thinking about each other and like,
Right.
I don't know. I do consider you family.
Yeah, me too. I mean, because Mau came with us to Spain and she hung
Yeah.
out there with my family for 2 weeks.
1 week.
1 week.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, she still comes to family dinners when we're here in Manila. So
Yeah.
we've now called her cousin Mo.
Yeah, and I call her Dad Papa P.
Yeah. It's cute though. I feel like
Yes.
friends who become family are the most important people of your life. Because again, friends are the family that you choose, right?
Yes. And I think when you get to that certain level, you do need honesty.
Facts.
Because I think with shallow friendships or maybe new friendships, you're not always real, per se.
Yes.
And yeah, you need a level of trust to speak honestly.
And you also need a level, or rather so much experience in different aspects of your life or
Mhm.
things that you have to go through together to really solidify the friendship.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why it is harder to make friends when you're older,
Yeah.
right?
Plus, we have more baggage and issues. Like, I find sometimes it's hard to trust people. So I really, I listen to my gut. My first
Yeah.
instinct when I meet somebody, if something is off, I keep that in mind
Right.
and approach with caution.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially nowadays, especially that we're older and, we have a career set, we have goals. In this world, I feel that there are also a lot of, for the lack of a better term, users too. So I
Yeah.
feel that you have to be very, very wary because sometimes people cling on to you because they want something from you.
Yes.
Or they need something, whether that be financial, emotional, but what's that song? Da-na-na, like a goddamn vampire.
Oh,
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo song. So beware of vampires because there are people who are literally in your life so they can suck off your energy because they know what you have to offer, but without
Yes.
giving the same reciprocation, right? So
Yeah.
just be very wary, I think.
Actually, speaking of friendship,
Ooh.
last year I lost a
Here's
friend.
Marites now coming
Oh.
out.
Let's let the chismes go. So I had a friend who I thought we were close.
I know this.
Yes. We went through some difficulties together. So I guess to a certain point we were trauma bonded. We were put in some situations that were unfortunate, went through it together. We were similar age. I was
Right.
like, you know what? This girl,
She's cool. That's what you
I
told
thought
me.
like, oh, we've been through so much together.
Right.
We faced the same problems and
Right.
survived.
Right.
This is my girl.
Yeah.
And then later down the line, she really broke my trust.
Right.
And she inserted herself in my relationship. And it was
Right.
very, just a bad time.
It's just unnecessary, I think.
But then when everything happened, I remember turning to other friends.
Mhm.
And you, and also I have another best friend who's a boy.
Yeah.
Another Sam. And everybody said, I never liked that girl.
Trust the Sams. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, when I first met her at your birthday party,
Yeah.
I already had like a feeling. I don't know. It's like when she approached me to say hi, there was something just. It's like her walls were just up. There's
Yeah.
something that I couldn't see through her.
Yes.
There was, I don't know, there was this energy that was blocking her for some reason.
And another friend told me she had an evil eye. Like, always like I have strong eyes.
No one called your eye evil. Yours is
No.
bombastic.
That's the thing.
Yours is a bombastic
So-
side eye.
The fact that so many people came up to me after, but they were hesitant to tell me to my face. I was like,
Right.
I wish I brought this up sooner. Because
Yeah.
imagine all of the heartache and issues I
Yeah.
could have avoided
Yeah.
if people,
But
expressed
But I
it.
mean, if they did tell you that,
I probably wouldn't
you-
have believed it.
no, you as a good person, you'd have to try and test it first, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not guilty until proven guilty.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was inevitable.
Yes. But what I realized is friends don't want to see you suffer.
Yeah.
Friends aren't going to make your life worse.
Facts.
Because friends fight, sisters fight,
Yeah.
but they don't intentionally make your life harder than it needs to be. They don't kick you when you're
Exactly.
down, and they're not
Exactly.
rooting for your downfall. I felt like this
Yeah.
person in my life was
rooting for your downfall.
my downfall.
Exactly.
And then,
When the opportunity came,
yeah,
that's when she attacked.
yeah. And interestingly enough, I got an apology in the end, like a year later.
A year later, yeah.
And I was so shocked that she had the perspective to apologize. But I think it goes to show, like, I never retaliated.
Mhm.
I just said, okay, I can no longer have you in my life.
Right.
Because how do you separate from someone who wants to hurt you?
Exactly.
Do you stoop down to their level? Do you get revenge? For
Yeah.
me, no. I don't think it's
You
worth
become
it.
a doormat at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to value yourself too.
Because I think, what is Michelle Obama's, when they go low, we go high.
Yeah.
And that's something I really think class speaks for itself.
Right.
And people who, are not on your side, are constantly talking about you, I always say they're your biggest fan.
True.
They're watching your every move.
True.
So thanks for your support.
Thanks for your support, but don't forget to like my photo.
Yeah. But honestly, you need to change your mindset, because losing a friend can be one of the most heart-wrenching things. Like, I remember I cried so much when that
You
happened.
cried so much. Sometimes even more about her than your actual relationship,
I
if
did.
I may.
I did, because
Yeah.
I was over the relationship. This one felt like I was hit by a car, like from the
because
side, because it was unexpected.
They're supposed to be on your team, if
Yeah.
anything. It's like, okay, the saying, boyfriends come and go, but
Yeah.
your girls are always there.
She was going to be a bridesmaid.
Oh, wow.
So it really felt like I had somebody rip my heart out.
Right.
And you don't expect that from a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, again, because if the situation was flipped,
Yeah.
I would have never done the things that she did.
Yeah.
So that was just a wake-up call
I feel
that...
like half the people wouldn't do the things she did.
No.
That's just too
That's-
much. I just feel like she had way too much time on her hands.
Yes.
Sorry,
No,
I'm ranting, but
it's
but,
very true.
Yeah, but I also think the maturity level. I mean, as you saw, that she also grew. To be fair to her,
she apologized.
She apologized.
I actually was pleasantly surprised, and I applaud her
Yeah, and I'm
for
sure,
reaching out, because it's not
Yeah.
easy.
and it took a lot. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just what
Nobody's
I was about to
perfect.
say. Yeah,
So that's why I did respond, and I was
Yeah.
like, honestly, I still love you.
yeah.
But we can never be friends again.
Yeah.
But I still love you, and I wish you the best.
A woman with boundaries.
Yeah. But you know what's funny?
What?
When one of us has an issue, the other one's affected.
Yeah,
That's how good girlfriends
So
we are.
true.
It's like, oh, my heart was broken, and the other one gets mad. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
When you're really that close, you have each other's backs.
Yeah, and you like empathize. I mean, it's
Yeah.
one thing to sympathize, but when you actually empathize and I feel what you're feeling and vice versa, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw, I love us.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Real friends will stick with you through the good times and the bad. Because when I've been struggling, or, I think people have tried to get in between us before.
Ooh.
This girl, remember? And
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Who
Yes.
cares? No, I saw.
but that's the thing.
I saw the message and I'm just like, eh.
Our friendship was so strong. We were able to trust each other.
True.
We didn't fall into traps that were set.
Yeah.
People, were trying to isolate and attack.
Yeah.
When you move with good intention, when you're honest, I think the truth always comes out. And I think that's why I'm so glad that I had you on my team, in my corner, even for
Yeah.
my other Sam. Like,
Yeah.
I had my two Sams. I was ready to face the world.
We all need Sam one.
Yes.
And for you need two Sams.
Yes, double trouble.
Double trouble. Okay, if I may just, you talk about conflict that you've had here, but I also want to bring up long distance friendships. I mean, for me, I feel that I'm so lucky that you're here in the Philippines.
Yes.
But honestly, I had such a hard time adjusting when I first moved back from the US. So I went to just a backstory. I went to college there, studied for 4 years, and then worked for 2 in LA. And so obviously, I didn't have my parents there with me. I lived in a dorm, transferred to a house with the same housemates. So it's like 5 of us girls. And then we have an extended friend group of like 20 or 30 more. So those, I think, are my ride or dies. And when I came to the Philippines, oh my God, I felt so lonely. I mean, that's also one of the reasons why I joined Binibini. It's to meet more people,
For the
right?
sisterhood,
Yeah, for
the
the
friendship.
sisterhood. So So again, if you do have long distance relationships, don't forget to check up on them.
Yes.
And don't take it personal when the other person doesn't text. Like, I have a friend, Cassie, she just messaged me 2 weeks ago. She's like, hey, I'm 4 months pregnant, just FYI. And I'm just like, cool. Well, how can I send, a gift for your baby shower? So, yeah, just check up on them once in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're all dealing with so much.
Yeah.
But with real friends, you can pick up with them wherever you left off.
Yeah.
And it still feels natural. You still love each other.
Yeah,
There's
and-
no animosity.
And there's no such thing as life got in the way. Again,
Yeah.
like I am not a believer of, oh, this happened, or let's just say that you and me were apart and that means that we're not going to be friends. I feel that it's kind of BS. Like if you want to maintain a friendship, you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with your love languages?
Yes. Giving or receiving?
Either. Let's list the 5 first. So a love language
Yes.
is how you receive or give
love.
love. So the 5 that exist are gifts, giving or
Uh-huh.
receiving, words of affirmation, which means compliments,
Physical touch.
physical touch, acts of service, so doing things for
Yeah.
others,
And quality time.
and quality time, spending time with one another.
yeah. So what's yours?
Honestly,
Giving.
giving is probably up there, but my number 1 is words of affirmation.
I meant, sorry, when you give love.
Oh, when I
yeah,
give love.
Yeah.
Probably still words of affirmation.
True. I agree. You always hype me up.
I think words are so powerful.
True.
So, and also in my mind, you never know what people are going through. So if I think something nice, I try to say it.
You're right.
You never
right.
know how it will brighten someone else's
True.
day.
True.
What's your number 1?
Of giving love to friends. I would say quality time. Like I value quality time a lot, but also physical. I don't know. With friends, obviously that could just mean a hug or like, when we're laughing, I slap you.
Yeah.
That's love.
That's love.
That's
back.
love.
I also think for you, actually, gifts is high up there.
To give.
You give a lot of gifts.
Oh, do I?
You do.
Oh.
You'll just be like, here's protein powder.
Oh yeah,
Thank
true.
you. I'm always at the gym.
No, because I just feel that I'm so aware, when you
Yeah.
mention something small that you feel that you want but don't really need, it's like, I don't
It's
know.
very thoughtful.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
guess
thoughtful.
Thoughtful.
Even when we pass somewhere, you're like, I'll get that for my dad. Oh, I'll get this for Barbara. Like, you're very thoughtful in
I'm
that
not a
manner.
shopaholic, people. I'm just a thoughtful girl.
So, what is your language of apology?
My language of apology. Huh. I would say words of affirmation because I feel that when I speak my mind, I have thought about it even before saying it a lot of times.
Yes.
And so when I do feel that I'm talking to you or saying something that would matter, it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the few times where I've had to talk about serious things with you,
Mhm.
I actually write down my thoughts first
Right.
and then,
Say it.
yeah, because I kind of sift. I'm like, okay, this is petty. This is irrelevant. This is important. Underline this.
When have you held back anything you wanted to say to me? I feel that you just
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah, but there are times when I'm shy.
Okay.
So if it's really, I think I've only done this once where I had to like really
Right.
write it down.
Right.
Because sometimes I find, especially working together as best friends,
Right.
if you are not aligned, that
Yeah.
can be sabotage.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so easy to misconstrue a person's intentions
Mhm.
or where they're coming from.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, things are just misunderstood.
Yeah.
We're trying to be direct. Maybe we had a bad day.
Yeah.
Something comes off the wrong
Yeah.
way.
It's all
And
about communication.
if you let it snowball into something bigger than it is,
Yeah.
it can turn a small thing, a molehill, into a mountain. So you want to
Facts.
communicate, make sure you're aligned.
Facts.
And just doing that is such a simple way to avoid conflicts.
True.
Yeah.
So your love language is
My apology language,
apology language.
I don't know. When I apologize, I just want to look you dead in the eye and
Yeah, dude, it's
And
kind
I-
of scary sometimes. Just like,
just-
apology accepted. Go away.
I just want to pour my soul out and be like, it really affected me. When, like,
So dramatic.
I want to soul connect with you, baby. Like, let's talk it out. And it's going to be uncomfortable. And after, we'll feel so much closer. Thank
I
you.
feel like I've gotten over that hump where it's uncomfortable. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, what else?
I don't know. I'm just such an emotional person, and I try not to be.
I feel like we balance each other out though,
Yeah.
because I feel that I can think with logic
yeah,
and I'm just so straightforward, whereas
Yes.
you're more the
sensitive.
sensitive one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
What's up?
intentionally don't get invested in certain things if I
Mhm.
know it's going to drain me.
True.
Because
True.
as a sensitive flower, as a delicate girl, I need to be very mindful of where my energy is going.
Facts.
So if something is too draining for my liking, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
If I have to be
Metal.
involved, okay, but I'm not going to again, pour my heart and soul.
Yeah, unless it's needed.
Yes,
Right. I mean,
yes.
we should all protect our energy.
Yes.
All right. So, Mao, what's the worst and best thing that a friend did to you? I think we've already covered your
The worst. What's your worst? We'll do your worst first.
My worst.
Go, Marites. Just kidding. What is it, madam?
No, I feel that a lot of my friends, especially in the US, we've never had like a huge conflict. But I will say, when I was living with my girlfriends in Newport Beach, we had a beach bunny. I bought a bunny named Smokey.
Okay.
Don't ask why his name is Smokey.
Okay.
And so my friend Cassie and Rusna were so fed up because, with rabbits, they just like poop everywhere. They have
Yeah.
like little pebbles. And they were so annoyed because Smokey ran up to Cassie's room and started pooping in her boots. So she was, they're hard, right?
Yeah.
But she was super pissed off. And she got the bunny. She was pissed. She was like, I'm going to throw Smokey out. She was holding Smokey. And I'm like, that's my bunny. It was so dramatic. We were 17, 18 years old. In a beach house, and she was going to release Smokey on the beach because whenever I bring him out to the beach, the seagulls will try to get him, or the eagles rather.
Oh
So-
my God.
So I guess that's the worst thing, but Cass and I just laugh about it till this day. But we did have a screaming match also because I threw a party at home that I wasn't supposed to, but it was fun. And now we're still friends.
What happened to Smokey? Did the seagulls get him?
No, I gave him away. And guess
Okay.
what? The new owners actually reached out to me like 3 days ago.
Uh-huh.
He's alive and well 11 years later. Imagine. Yeah, good for Smokey.
I thought for your worst, once we were out and a girl had too much to drink and she pulled out Samantha's ponytail. We might have to cut this.
No, that's fine. You can say it. I don't care. When was this?
Do you remember at NoCal?
Uh-huh.
Remember that girl fell?
Oh my God.
A girl fell once and
Okay.
ripped out Samantha's hair, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen
All
in
right.
my life.
Well, it was hair extensions. I think it was Halloween, if I'm not mistaken.
Before Halloween.
Yeah, before Halloween. And I had, you girls know this, you put a bun and then you put fake hair extensions on top.
Yes.
And this girl fell, pulled it off, and I was really trying to keep my composure. I was like, bro, I have no more hair.
It's very interesting. Like, we're trying to be classy girls, and then the hair is being ripped out.
Yeah.
Not in a, like, spiteful
And I
way.
fell on the floor too, I
I
believe.
think that
It was just a little slip though.
that friend, I love her. She's so funny.
Super, super. But now.
But sometimes you need to be mindful of what's going on.
And if your friend has hair extensions, do not pull.
Yes, if you're falling, never pull someone's hair.
Exactly.
So, what is a way a person can be a better friend?
I think I feel that my standard for friendship is so high because of the friendship that I have with you and all my other girlfriends. To be a better friend, I guess, say how are you from time to time.
Check in.
Yeah.
I think holding each other accountable is so important.
Yes.
I think last year I had a lot of personal issues, and my foundation of friends, like you guys really held me accountable
Mhm.
because again, we're not perfect. Sometimes we do overstep, sometimes our ego takes over.
Right.
So you need
It's
to
always
be,
the ego.
Yes.
Always.
We need to be mindful of the vibes we're putting out into the
Mhm.
world and how we're treating others.
Exactly.
So I'm very thankful I have people honest enough and
Mhm.
real enough to say like, hey, do better.
yeah.
It's a simple thing that can change a lot.
And not everyone's going to tell you or call you out.
No.
I was reading an article on friendship. I forget where I saw it. I think it was Time magazine. But this psychologist said that people who give you tough love you the most.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It takes effort to call someone out.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a hassle.
Yeah. I think I like calling you out though, and vice versa. Because
Yeah.
it's funny.
It's funny, you'll just hear, Samantha.
Mau. Wait, what does Chris say? Maureen.
So, what is the best? Well, earlier, we said
the worst.
thing a friend's
You
done.
can start with the best. So what's the best
best?
thing?
The best thing a friend has ever done for me, probably during one of my breakups, I was housed. A friend let me into their home,
That's nice.
into their personal space,
Yeah.
and just let me, heal, cry while I found a new condo and
Yeah.
adjusted. That's very personal, and to stay in someone's space,
Mm-hmm.
especially for a few weeks,
Yeah.
while their life is a mess, while they're getting
Yeah.
things together. That takes a lot of love.
Yeah, so
You
true,
know,
so true.
Again, that's like perhaps some would say a rough patch or an ugly bit that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
A lot of, if they're not a real friend, they won't stick
They'll
with you
opt
through
to
that.
stay out of it and rather not deal with you.
Yeah, so thank you to my friend who let me stay with them.
Aw.
Honestly, that was like my safe haven. I don't know what I would have done without them.
Yeah.
What about for
Oh.
you?
I think for me, I used to have this crazy ex in LA before I left, and I broke the news to him that I was about to leave. But in all honesty, I feel that I couldn't salvage our relationship. There was just too many issues, and I did not see a long, bright future with him. So he was crazy. Like, he would text me paragraphs on paragraphs. This is not what you're talking about. But one of my best friends, Leo, he's a guy. He would stay over at mine and Whitney's house, and he would literally guard the door because this my ex at that time was really insisting that he would come over and whatnot late at the night. So it was so nice of Leo to stay there and stand guard. You know,
He's a protector.
Yeah, that's really a true sign of good friendship. And again, like you, he's also considered like a cousin in my family.
Yeah. Those are the best.
Yeah.
So we always talk about slaying in the right circle.
Right.
I'm actually quite happy with our little barkada now.
Yeah.
Like even with Iman, we get along with Gazini,
Iman.
Samber.
Yeah.
I think strong women love supporting strong women.
I agree.
I find, there's also this other saying, people at the bottom compete, people at the top collaborate.
Mhm,
So it's
mhm.
really good to be surrounded by independent,
Right.
forward-thinking women.
Right. Like, in our friendship circle now, I just feel that there's so much encouragement.
Yes.
Every time we check up on each other, not as often as you and I do, but it's just always so wholesome and nice, and girl power.
Yes.
So let's take a break from this discussion and let's play the game Slay or Waylay.
In this game, we will read a list of statements that we need to react to. We will either say slay or
Or
walay.
walay.
Slay if we agree and walay if we do not.
That's right. And of course, we will share why we chose that answer as well.
Yes, today's category is our inner thoughts about friendship. All right, Sammy. Slay or walay?
Okay.
I have to be as good as my friends in every way.
Walay! I feel that you should know your own strengths and, whatever your friends are good at, just encourage them. But
Yes.
if you want to learn it too, I mean, that could be an activity. But there's just no room for competition when it comes to
Yes.
friendships.
I think it can be inspiration, motivation, but not competition.
Exactly. Slay or walay? I'm cutting ties with people who make me feel bad about myself.
Slay. If somebody is making you feel less than, draining your energy, they've got to go. Life is too short to be
Facts.
miserable, to feel bad.
Facts.
Real people want to see you rise to the top.
Exactly.
All right. Slay or walay? I should get rid of freeloaders.
Slay. Because also, like we touched on the topic earlier, there's no point in staying with people who just want something from you, because once they have it, they're out the door.
Yes.
They're not real friends, and they're not people who can turn into family or someone that you can trust.
Yes.
So again, there's no point, right? Okay, Mau, slay or walay? I have to get the best things from each friendship I have.
I will say walay in the sense that you don't have to physically take and
Yeah.
cultivate, but slay in the fact that, why not? Like,
Yeah.
again, people are going to uplift one another.
Right.
But I would say listen to energy.
Mm-hmm.
Energy can never lie.
True. Facts.
All right, slay or walay? I want to connect with people who share the same values I have.
Super slay.
Yes.
But I also don't think that you should limit yourself to making friends with people with different values. Because again, you can learn values that other people find important.
Mhm.
I'm at a conflict.
I think you can have different ideologies,
Yeah.
but similar values.
yes, exactly. I mean, definitely build relationships with people with similar values, but
Yeah.
just don't limit yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact. You
Yeah.
guys can disagree on certain things.
Yeah, and you don't have to be best friends,
Yeah.
There are other different levels of friendships, right?
That's why we get along, because we're not carbon copies, but we
Yeah.
still are aligned.
Yes, agree.
Yes.
Slay or walay, I will always have a friend who's better than me.
Swalay. I think both, because in this life there will always be people who are better than you,
Yeah.
of course. But you also need to realize the good things you have in life.
Yeah.
So, I don't like always very definite statements.
Yeah.
So with that one, I will always have a friend who's better than me. Yes, but you're also great too. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah, true. But I also think it's very, very healthy to surround yourself with people who can teach you something. You know, the
Yes.
rule of, was that the rule of 5?
Yes.
You surround yourself with...
You emulate the top
yeah.
5 people you spend time with.
Exactly.
So I actually really took that to heart.
Yeah.
And I've really diversified the people who I spend my time
Right.
with. I'm aiming to always be in the presence of entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
of people who take care of their health and fitness,
Yeah.
of people who are spiritually and mentally
Aligned.
aligned
And well.
and are constantly educating themselves.
Yes, yes.
I really love elevating.
I love it. And that concludes our game for Slay or Walay.
Now it's time for our final segment, which we'd like to call Share and Slay.
So in this segment, we will share our final thoughts about today's episode. Do you want to start, Mau?
Yes. Friends are honest with you, even if the truth is hard to tell them.
Yes. And I feel that friends will never, ever stab you in the back.
Yes.
That's not a real friend.
That's a snake. That's not a friend.
Walay. Walay. It's walay.
Yes.
And also be friends with people who want to slay with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You slay together in life. Nobody
Yeah.
can do things alone.
Exactly. And again, there should be no competition with friendship. You have to set your foundation straight right off the bat and hold on to those important people, because you don't come across many people that you are aligned with, right?
Yes. If you find a genuine connection, water it.
Yeah.
The things grow where you water it.
So true.
Yes.
You've always advised me that.
Yes. All right.
And that does it here for this episode of Slay Now with Sam
And Mau. Make sure you show us some love here on Slay Now by subscribing on Spotify and YouTube.
You can follow us on social media at Samantha Panlilio.
And at Maureen Montagne.
Again, we want to give our many thanks to Fridays Puerto Galera for making this show possible.
This has been Slay Now
with Sam
and Mau,
your ultimate guide in facing each day ready to slay. Bye, Madam.
Mwah.